Remember the Removal is a physically and mentally challenging cross-country bicycle ride. It commemorates the forced removal of the Cherokee Nation from its homelands during the winter of 1838 and 1839. Each year, the Cherokee Nation sponsors a team of young Cherokee citizens to meet up with a team representing the eastern band of Cherokees from New Echota, Georgia. Along the way, the combined group explores and participates in activities linking the riders to the experiences of their Cherokee ancestors during the removal.
This trip has been an amazing experience. It's really become emotional to me, especially seeing we went to an actual trail that shows the path that our ancestors were forced to walk, and it got so emotional because seeing highway, it's way different, but seeing an actual trail through the woods, it was just mind-blowing. I could picture them walking along this trail and knowing that they couldn't go back home. This trip has taught me that no matter how bad I'm hurting or how desperately I want to get home, just go straight there, drive there. I've got to keep going because my ancestors kept going, and that's why I'm here. So I will keep going for them.
I think the first time it really hit me was when we crossed Blythe's Ferry and the mountains were in the background, and we were talking about what it was like to leave home and see home for the last time, and knowing that that's what our ancestors went through. And they didn't know that they didn't have the luxury of they get to go home in 3 weeks. They are leaving home and they don't know that they're ever going to get back. I am looking forward to riding into Tahlequah. I think that's one of the things that we are looking forward to the most, especially doing it with our Cherokee Nation teammates and getting to see their homes since they got to see where we live, and it's going to be amazing to, meet all their families and see where they've grown up.
Starting out, I knew that it was going to be a really difficult physical task, but it has also been a huge emotional and spiritual journey as well. It's been crazy to see how our group started out as just total strangers and we've come together as a family. And I think really, regardless in how unfortunate it was what happened to our ancestors and how much we've learned about that, we really see how our people came together and they prospered. And I think we've kind of had that same kinship. That was whenever we first began in New Echota, Georgia. That was the first time I've ever been over there, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And I kind of felt, I think, what our people felt, and being forced removed from their homelands. And even though I'm from Oklahoma, I can see it was tough. It was very tough, and to think that they traveled nearly 1,000 miles. That's I think where the emotional part comes in, but we're so ready to ride in and have all that support that we've had along the way. It's very exciting, and we're very thankful for it.
I have learned that we are one people, and we're growing as one people, and we'll always have that one fire. I kind of want to go home, but then I don't want to leave this place because we met with the Eastern Band, and they're really great people, and I don't want to leave them after this. We're all, like one big family, and I just don't want to separate again.
I mean, leaving home, it's a different experience. I've never been past the Mississippi River, and I learned a lot. I really expanded my knowledge about the trail too. It really, it's life-changing. I'm really glad I took this trip. I'm excited to go into Tahlequah because I'm also part of Choctaw, so I get to see my family from out there, so I'm pretty excited.
Well, I've learned a lot about my history. Before starting this, I had never really learned a whole lot about it, so this has been a real opportunity for me to learn. I went to this ceremony last year, and it was an awesome experience, and I'm proud to be a part of it this year.
What I've gotten out of this trip is I've earned a lot of friendships, I've met a lot of new people, and I've learned an increasingly large amount about my culture. There are a lot of there are a lot of things I didn't know before this. Now I'm really happy that I got to know all this stuff. I got to know how Cherokees came to Oklahoma. I got to see the beautiful place we came from before we went to Oklahoma. I don't really want the trip to be over because I am enjoying it, but I am missing home a little bit.
Say, coming from the Eastern Band, it wasn't our people that really got removed, so it's been a moving experience to know what those who did leave experienced. And even though we're on a bike and they were walking, we've had the same struggle they have as far as it's been tough, we've had to stick together, and the only way we're getting through this is with teamwork. I'm pretty excited to actually be able to pull in there and stop, see what's going on in there, talk to the locals, and possibly meet some family that could still exist there.
What I've gotten out of this trip the most is just the importance of remembering our past and our culture, because without them and our ancestors, we wouldn't have this trip, first of all, and we wouldn't be able to tell others about what our ancestors went through on the Trail of Tears. But also just being on this trip, I've learned the importance of like leadership and the family, because we've all became very close to each other. And it's just to be able to make it through like our ancestors did, we have to work together and we have to just stay strong. And so remembering has helped us become closer as a family. My parents and all my family is going to be there to greet me. I haven't seen them in forever, so it'll be a really bittersweet moment.
What I've gotten out of this trip basically is probably the best lesson I've learned. I've been a wrestler my whole life, so I've only looked at myself as an individual, but now I'm looking at this as a team effort and more than just individuality. It's a team. I'm very ready to be home, mostly because I miss my mom and my brother. I really, really want to see them.
I think we've all gotten a lot more homesick, especially seeing the mountains for the last time. I think we could all feel that pain of what our ancestors must have felt whenever they got the last glimpse of the mountains, but the only difference is we get to go back home. They didn't. I knew a lot about the Trail of Tears, but I've learned so much more, which I'm so excited to take that back home and so I can teach others. I've just gained friendships, like long-lasting friendships, people I would have never gotten a chance to meet, so that's been great. I definitely think it'll be emotional, because I know I was emotional last year and I wasn't even riding, so I just think seeing my family and everything and actually making it, that's going to be an awesome experience, and especially rolling in together with my team. I can't wait.
I learned more about the Trail of Tears firsthand, and it's a lot more exciting than in the books, and I like experiencing it in person. It's a lot more fun. Yeah, I'm really excited to see my family again back in Tahlequah.
I've learned a lot about our history. It's just, there's a difference between actually like being in a classroom and learning it, and then actually seeing it. So I think I took away a lot of our history from it. I think that's the biggest thing. It's gonna be, I just know it's gonna be very emotional. It's gonna be a blast.
When I started this trip, I said I wanted to gain a deeper appreciation of what it meant to be Cherokee. And looking back on it, I don't even think my appreciation began to scratch the surface. The things that, as a group, we've become a family. I love all these people. The things we've seen and the things we've done, it's deepened my appreciation of my heritage and where I came from. And you know, to be able to say I'm a citizen, I'm a tribal member, what that means, and the sacrifices and the trials and the tribulations, being able to say that what that was paid for with, that's been the biggest thing I've gotten out of the trip. That's going to be really bittersweet. I mean, really bittersweet, because it'll be hard to say goodbye to everybody. But at the same time, you know, it'll be, we did it. We made it. You know, it's something it's a process really we started back in last September, and it'll be full circle because we did it.